Rappers are fast-moving.
Unlike other big rallies,
A bit earlier at about 7 a.m., a group from the Coast Guard.
Welcome to #PHVote 2013.
Today on Rappler, documents showed Pacquiao's financial advisor, Michael Conks, didn't accurately declare Pacquiao's revenue and expenses. The Thai government will ask the military to secure February elections. And a survey says 68% of Americans think this Congress is the worst in their lifetimes. Hello, I'm Maria Ressa. Welcome to Rappler, your social news network. Documents obtained by Rappler show Pacquiao never had his finances straightened out in all the years he was fighting in the U.S. until 2010. The documents, prepared by U.S. accounting firm Vision Quest, detail what went wrong with Manny Pacquiao's finances. Among the findings, tax documents for 2006 and 2007 in handwritten forms turned over by financial advisor Michael Conks misstated Pacquiao's revenue and expenses. HBO paid Pacquiao in tranches. With proper accounting, Pacquiao's unremitted income should have been credited as unreported, which means they should have been included in his taxable incomes in succeeding years. They were not. In a letter to Pacquiao in June 2011, Vision Quest President and CEO Michael Lodge warned the boxer about Conks. It is our responsibility as your accountant and advisor to request of you that Michael Conks should have no further role in your business affairs. The VQ president claimed Mr. Conks has now placed our client in a possible tax liability based on his false documentation. Conks was briefly put in the freezer shortly after the letter, but the problem doesn't end with Conks. According to the documents, HBO remitted to promoter Bob Arum's Top Rank a total of $144,242,258.61, representing the net pay-per-view sales of Pacquiao's fights, starting with 2005 against Eric Morales and ending with his Joshua Clottey win in 2010. Discrepancies exist between the HBO figures on Pacquiao's earnings and the numbers from Bob Arum's Top Rank, with some discrepancies reaching $250,000 US. Lodge says, "We started looking at Top Rank in September of 2010 at Manny's and Jinky's request. After noting the discrepancies, VQ asked for wider authority from Pacquiao and got it. Vision Quest was about to take legal steps against Top Rank when its services were terminated September 2011. Conks is now back as Pacquiao's trusted advisor. He refutes claims that Pacquiao has unpaid taxes to the IRS. He tells Rappler there may have been a few mix-ups and some of his expenses may be disallowed as deductions. He says this is now being handled by our lawyers in America. We've been discussing this issue with the IRS during the last 3 years." Vision Quest has since sued Pacquiao to recover the money it loaned him and for services rendered. In return, Team Pacquiao sued Vision Quest for breach of contract. That case is still ongoing in the United States. The government will bid out the 2.5 billion peso integrated transport system project Southwest Terminal in May 2014. In an invitation to bid published in newspapers Friday, the Transportation Department invites firms interested in the terminal project to submit pre-qualification documents and bid proposals on or before May 15, 2014. The Southwest Terminal will connect passengers coming from Cavite to other urban transport systems like the future LRT-1 South Extension, City Bus, Taxi, and other public utility vehicles in Metro Manila. The winning bidder will finance, design, construct, operate, and maintain the project for 35 years. The terminal project, a build, operate, transfer scheme, is the fourth public-private partnership project of the Transportation Department. The PPP, or the Public-Private Partnership Program, was launched in 2010 to create much-needed infrastructure to support economic growth. Thailand says it will ask the army to provide security for February elections after violent clashes between police and opposition protesters left 2 people dead and more than 150 wounded. Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawat's government on Thursday rejects a call by the kingdom's election commission to postpone the vote after a policeman was killed during political violence in the capital. The Public Health Ministry says a 30-year-old civilian struck by a bullet in the chest also died in the hospital early Friday. It says 153 people were injured. In a nationally televised address, Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister says, "I will also ask the military to provide security protection for members of the public on the February 2 election date." U.S. President Barack Obama on Thursday signs into law the compromise U.S. budget bill negotiated by feuding lawmakers and a massive defense bill that takes a step towards closing Guantanamo. Obama praises the National Defense Authorization Act for allowing accelerated repatriation of detainees from the U.S. naval facility at Guantanamo Bay in Cuba. He says, "I am encouraged that this act provides the executive greater flexibility to transfer Guantanamo detainees abroad and look forward to working with the Congress to take the additional steps needed to close the facility." Obama also signs the broader budget agreement, which lays out top-line spending limits for 2014 and 2015 and erases $63 billion in arbitrary spending cuts that were to take effect January 1. Critically, it reduces the threat of another government shutdown after January 15th. Well, let's now look at Rappler's Wrap for today, a list of the 10 most important events around the world you shouldn't miss. At number 1, a survey says 86% of Americans say the current Congress is the worst in their lifetime, while 3/4 slam the, quote, do-nothing legislature. A CNN ORC International poll found that 73% of Americans say Congress has so far done nothing to address the country's problems. 52% say the policies of Democrats would move the country in the wrong direction, compared to 54% for Republican policies. CNN notes the current Congress is poised to become one of the least productive in the past 40 years, with less than 60 bills signed into law. At number 4, a 13-minute video of U.S. contractor Warren Weinstein, if authenticated, is the latest sign he is alive. 72-year-old Weinstein, a development consultant, was kidnapped by Al-Qaeda in 2011 in Pakistan. The video was emailed to journalists who reported from Afghanistan. It was accompanied by a letter supposedly handwritten by Weinstein, dated October 3. The video features the yellow logo of Al-Qaeda's media unit Al-Sahab. Weinstein urges the U.S. government to negotiate with Al-Qaeda and calls on President Barack Obama to renew efforts for his release. And at number 5, a piranha feeding frenzy on Christmas Day injured some 60 people in the Argentine city of Rosario. A medical official says the attack was, quote, very aggressive and, quote, the fish literally had torn bits of flesh from some. A heat wave hit the region with temperatures soaring to some 38 degrees Celsius, pushing thousands to jump in the waters of the Parana River, which is packed with carnivorous fish. And at number 10, what happens when your Christmas gift misses Christmas? Well, if you ordered it from Amazon, the online store will give you a $20 gift card and pay shipping costs. Amazon announces this after problems at UPS and FedEx delayed Christmas package deliveries. UPS spokeswoman Natalie Black says the problems were caused by an unexpected jump in Christmas shopping the last 2 weeks and a compressed holiday shopping season in 2013 because of a late Thanksgiving and severe weather. Online shopping has grown double digits. Amazon says this year's overall holiday shopping season is, quote, the best ever in the company's history. For the full top 10, visit Rappler.com's The Wrap. Reigning NBA Most Valuable Player LeBron James adds another award to his name, the Associated Press's 2013 Male Athlete of the Year. A 2-time champion and 4-time season MVP, James is only the 3rd NBA player to win the award. The other 2 are Hall of Famers Michael Jordan and Larry Bird. In May, James bagged his 4th MVP award in 5 years, and in June, he led the Miami Heat to its 2nd consecutive NBA title. The Japanese Coast Guard says a smoldering islet created by undersea volcanic eruptions off of Japan's Pacific coast merges with a nearby island. Officials overflying the new landmass says it merges at 2 points with Nishinoshima, an uninhabited volcanic island in the Ogasawara chain, some 1,000 kilometers south of Tokyo. 2 craters on the islet have been erupting at an interval of 30 seconds to 1 minute, spewing brown smoke. Every story on Rappler has a mood meter, which gives you 8 emotions to choose from. Click how you feel and your vote comes down to the mood navigator in the middle of the front page that crowdsources the mood of the day. It also gives you the top 10 stories that have affected our readers and our viewers the most in the last 24 hours. If you take a look on the front page, these 10 stories have gotten the most number of clicks on their mood meter. You see today's top story, Pacquiao's wealth and Michael Kong's. You see 15% angry, 56% sad, and 5% annoyed. That brings out the mood of, well, the second story, 60 hurt in Argentina Piranha Christmas Day attack. You have 76% afraid, and even here you see 2% annoyed. That brings out the story. The mood of the story that's gotten the most number of votes. This is a thought leader's piece by sociologist Nicole Curator, The Context of the Be Nice Entitlement Complex. Here you see 61% annoyed, 17% angry, that purple color bringing out the mood of the day. Today, most people are annoyed. Well, that is Rappler's Newscast for today, Friday, December 27, 2013. Visit Rappler.com and watch our newscast Monday to Friday. Tell us how you feel on our mood meter and help us crowdsource the mood of the day. I'm Maria Ressa. As we say at Rappler, tomorrow begins today.